Hello, sports fans. This is the Bookmaker Podcast with Eftekhari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker, your source for the sports betting industry 24/7. Sit back, relax, and listen as Mr. Bookmaker highlights what's happening right now in the world of sports. So, without further ado, here's your host, Eftekhari.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome back to another edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. I'm your host, Eftekhari. Glad you could join us. Before we begin, you know the routine. Get to our website, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. We got the links to all the best European, Asian, and United States friendly bookmaker sites. Don't forget also that our bookmaker guide is available for you to download. Like I told you before, I want you to take your love of sports to the next level. Now, to get things started off, it's time for our sports betting lingo, our A to Z sports betting lingo. And what are the words for today? These ones are, actually, I got two of them for you, which these ones are big dime and big nickel. And what do those mean? Well, as in big dime, that's a wager of 10,000 American dollars, and big nickel, a wager of 5,000 American dollars. So just letting you know those terms, not going much further past that. Now, we have finally reached a point where we now know all 32 teams that will be participating in the 2018 World Cup in Russia. Let's go down that list and see who those teams are. Of course, Russia the host, and you got Brazil, Iran, Japan, Mexico, Belgium, South Korea, Saudi Arabia, Germany, England, Spain, Nigeria, Costa Rica, Poland, Egypt, Iceland, Serbia, Portugal, France, Uruguay, Argentina, Colombia, Panama, Senegal, Morocco, Tunisia, Switzerland, Croatia, Sweden, Denmark, Australia, and last but not least, Peru, who just clinched the last spot in the World Cup by getting past New Zealand in an inter-confederation playoff. So those are the 32 teams. And in a couple weeks, I believe on the 1st of December, we will know the groups for the 2018 World Cup. So check back with the Bookmaker Podcast. We'll have some really great odds to share with you regarding which teams will be favored to advance out of the group stage. Don't forget to check out my blog. You can find it on our website, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. Scroll down, look for it. You'll find it. Mr. Bookmaker football blog or soccer, depending on where you are in the world. Okay, everybody, without much further ado, it's time to get back to the National Football League. It is Week 11 of the 2017 National Football League. I'm on topbet.com or topbet.eu. Either way, both of them will work. That's www.topbet.com. Get to it as soon as you can. Let's take a look at the matchups for this coming weekend. The Detroit Lions at the Chicago Bears. Lions favored by 3. As for the money line, negative 155 for Detroit, positive 135 for the Chicago Bears. The Kansas City Chiefs will be in New York to face the Giants. Chiefs favored by 10, not a surprise there. Money line shows negative 460 for the Chiefs, positive 360 for the Giants. The Baltimore Ravens on the road against the Green Bay Packers. Ravens favored by 2, that's a toss-up there. Money line shows negative 125 for the Ravens, positive 105 for the Green Bay Packers. The Los Angeles Rams on the road against the Minnesota Vikings. That'll be a tough one. Vikings are favored by 2.5, and I think it will be a very entertaining game. As for the money line, positive 110 for the Rams, negative 130 for the Vikings. The Jacksonville Jaguars are on the road against the Cleveland Browns. And yes, the Jaguars are favored by 7.5 points. Moneyline shows negative 365 for the Jaguars, positive 305 for the Browns. And as I was just mentioning, of course, Jaguars are 6-3. Cleveland are 0-9. They're the only winless team remaining in the National Football League. So all I could say here is, obviously, Jacksonville is favored, not a surprise, but nobody wants to play against a team that has yet to win. But if it's the Browns, then I'd say, yeah, they feel pretty confident. Then you got the Redskins on the road against the New Orleans Saints. Saints favored by 7.5. Moneyline shows negative 380 for the Saints, positive 310 for the Redskins. The Buffalo Bills will be in Los Angeles to face the Chargers. Chargers favored by 4.5. Moneyline at the moment is not available. Next, you got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Denver Broncos. Broncos favored by 2.5. Moneyline shows positive 125 for the Bengals, negative 145 for the Broncos. The Patriots on the road against the Oakland Raiders. Really looking forward to that one. Patriots favored by 7, negative 300 for the Patriots on the money line, positive 250 for the Raiders. Another classic NFC East rivalry matchup. Eagles on the road against the Cowboys. Eagles favored by 3.5. Moneyline shows negative 210 for the Eagles, positive 175 for the Cowboys. As for the Monday night game, the Atlanta Falcons at the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 3. Moneyline shows positive 130 for the Falcons, negative 150 for the Seattle Seahawks. And before we continue, make sure you check out our website. You know the address, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. On our website, you have easy access to the Bookmaker 101 Basics. That includes steps on how to register, bet, and withdraw. Our Bookmaker Guide is available to download. Read through it at least 2 or 3 times. Remember, I want you to become an expert on this whole entire online sports betting process. And remember, we have betting strategies, tips. Don't forget about our A to Z sports betting lingo. Remember, you may not sound like an expert just yet, but keep on listening to the Bookmaker Podcast. Check out our website, and you'll be good to go. Okay, it is now time to examine some prop bets. Because remember, I want you to have some fun with topbet.eu or topbet.com. So for the prop bets here, first I'm taking a look at the game between the Los Angeles Rams and the Minnesota Vikings. So let's take a look at some of these prop bets. Here's the first choice. Which team will score first? You choose the Rams. Payout here shows negative 110. Choose the Vikings. Payout shows negative 120. Or how about this? What will be the first official play from the line of scrimmage? Your choices are a run play. Payout is negative 220. A pass play or a sack. Payout there will be positive 170. Next one shows, will both teams make a field goal from 37 yards out or longer? If you choose yes, the payout is positive 130. If you choose no, payout here is negative 160. What about now the shortest touchdown play of the game? Will it be over 1.5 yards? If you want to choose that, payout it will be negative 115. If you want to choose under 1.5 yards, payout will also be negative 115. So get to top bet when you get the chance. These might change. Next, I got 5 prop bets for you to listen to for the game between the New England Patriots and the Oakland Raiders. Check out this one here. It says, will a touchdown be scored by special teams or defense? If you want to choose yes, payout here shows positive 180. If you choose no, it's negative 240 for the payout. Next one, what will happen first between the Patriots and the Raiders? Will it be a touchdown or a field goal? If you choose touchdown, payout shows negative 200. If you choose a field goal, payout shows positive 160. Now, these ones are getting better and better. I'm really enjoying Top Bet. Great website. Now, will a point be scored in the last 2 minutes of the first half? If you choose yes, payout shows negative 340. If you choose no, payout shows positive 260. Now, what about which team will commit the first accepted penalty? Remember, accepted in capital letters. If you think it'll be the Patriots, payout shows negative 120. If you think it'll be the Oakland Raiders, payout shows negative 110. Last but not least, will a point be scored in the first 5.5 minutes of the game? If you choose yes, payout shows negative 105. If you choose no, payout here shows negative 125. So like I said, get to Top Bet. Enjoy placing some wagers, but I want you to check out these prop bets as well that will be available for a lot of other games as well for this coming weekend in the National Football League. And for this episode of the Bookmaker Podcast, I am still on Top Bet. And as we were talking about the National Football League, I cannot ignore that football league north of the United States, and that is the CFL, the Canadian Football League. We have reached the division finals, or better yet, just call them the semifinals. First, you got the Saskatchewan Roughriders at the Toronto Argonauts. Who's favored here? Toronto Argonauts are favored by 2.5. Moneyline shows positive 135 for the Roughriders, negative 155 for the Argonauts. Now for the other matchup that I'm really interested in. This is the Battle of Alberta. You got the Edmonton Eskimos at the Calgary Stampeders. Stampeders are favored by 5. Moneyline here shows positive 200 for the Eskimos, negative 240 for the Stampeders. So like I said, get to topbet.com or topbet.eu as soon as you can. Really hope you'll enjoy this website, because right now, I am football crazy. And that is it, everybody, for this edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. Really glad you could join us. Like I said before, get to our website. You know the address, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. Remember, I want you to take your love of sports to the next level. And to do that, you got to keep on listening to the Bookmaker Podcast. make sure you download our Bookmaker Guide. It is there to help you. And keep on checking out our A to Z sports betting lingo. I probably haven't said this in a while, but look, you may not be a master yet at this online betting process, but you can always sound like you know what you're talking about. Thank you for listening, everybody. We'll see you next time on the Bookmaker Podcast.
This has been the Bookmaker Podcast with Art Eftekhari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker. Thanks for listening. If you haven't already, please show some love by subscribing to this podcast on iTunes or Stitcher. Till next time, this is Mr. Bookmaker over and out.